Lugia VSTAR seemingly lost everything with rotation. It lost its best special energy, it lost its best attackers, and some of its best search cards. But even with all of that, the deck still persists and is a top deck in the Pokemon TCG. It just looks a little bit different now. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Regan Retzloff's second place Lugia VSTAR deck from the Portland Regional Championships, and then playing some games with it on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. Let's get into it. Lugia VSTAR is a deck that thrives off of accelerating special energy into play, and single strike energy are some of the best special energy in standard format right now. They provide both darkness and fighting energy, but only one at a time when attached to a single strike Pokemon, and they increase the damage done by the single strike Pokemon they're attached to by 20. So with 4 single strike energy attached, your single strike Pokemon are going to be dealing 80 more damage to the defending Pokemon, which is absolutely insane. And with 2 Archeops in play, you can accelerate all 4 single strike energy from your deck to your Pokemon in just 1 turn. So with the ability to flood the board with single strike energy, Tyranitar V and single strike Urshifu VMAX have emerged as some of the best attackers to pair with Lugia VSTAR. Tyranitar V is a massive basic Pokemon with 230 hit points and 2 great attacks. Its first attack, Cragalanche, does 60 damage and discards the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So this is a great lead against Lost Box decks, allowing you to knock out Comfies and disrupt the opponent by discarding valuable resources off the top of their deck. And then Single Strike Crush can knock out just about any Pokemon that you might encounter with the help of Single Strike energy. It does 240 damage and requires that you discard the top 4 cards of your deck, which is obviously very destructive. But with Single Strike energy, Single Strike Crush can do up to 320 damage, allowing you to take massive knockouts against Pokemon VSTAR and Pokemon VMAX. To back up Tyranitar V, this deck also plays Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. As if 320 damage wasn't enough, Gmax One Blow does base 270 damage, meaning that with 4 Single Strike energy attached, you could do up to 350 damage. Now you have to discard all energy from this Pokemon, but the effects of this attack are not affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. This means that you can hit straight through the damage reduction effect of Goodra VSTAR's Rolling Iron attack, or straight through Duraludon VMAX's Skyscraper ability. Single Strike Urshifu VMAX is also just a really good card right now, since it hits Arceus VSTAR for weakness with its Beatdown attack. With 3 Single Strike energy attached, you're going to be dealing 160 base damage without discarding any energy, allowing you to absolutely shred straight through Arceus VSTAR. Regan's list also plays 2 copies of Lumineon V, which is really strong for fishing out just the right supporter at just the right time. So let's take a look at those supporters. The supporter lineup for this deck is pretty sparse, and it makes sense since Lugia VSTAR is a deck that is pretty low maintenance once you actually get Archeops into play. Since Archeops accelerates energy from the deck, you don't actually have to draw too many cards once Archeops hits the board. So a lot of these supporters help you to set up Archeops, like 4 copies of Professor's Research, which is good for discarding Archeops and for just digging into the deck to find the cards that you need in order to set up, and then 1 copy of Professor Burnet. Professor Burnet's, or as many call her, Professor Compressor, allows you to search your deck for up to 2 cards and discard them. This is the perfect supporter card to play when you need to get 2 Archeops into the discard pile for Lugia VSTAR to summon with its Summoning Star ability. Professor Burnet can be searched out super easily with Lumineon V's Luminous Sign ability, so just 1 copy of Professor Burnet really helps the functionality of this deck. Another interesting supporter that this deck plays is Penny, which allows you to put one of your basic Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your hand. This is really strong for denying your opponent prize cards. If you want to put a Lumineon from your bench back into your hand, it eliminates that easy target for your opponent. It's also good for switching out of troubling situations. If you've got a Pokemon stuck that you can't retreat or switch out of the active spot, Penny can do that in a pinch. So I really like Penny as a prize denial option and a switching option in this deck. And that's pretty much it for the supporters. Let's take a look at the items and stadiums. You might have thought that Lugia would be down horrendous with Evolution Incense and Quick Ball both rotating at a standard, but the deck still continues to thrive, even though it has to play pretty terrible search cards like Capturing Aroma. Capturing Aroma is a card that pales in comparison to other search cards, but is necessary since this deck absolutely has to find those Archeops and Lugia VSTAR at all cost. It requires that you flip a coin, and if heads, you search your deck for an evolution Pokemon and put it into your hand. If tails, you search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it into your hand. I can't tell you how many games hinge on whether or not you flip heads or tails on Capturing Aroma, but there's not many ways around it right now. It just is what it is. Capturing Aroma is the Lugia VSTAR way. And I wish I could tell you that the coin flipping ended there, but it doesn't, because this deck also plays 2 copies of Mesagoza. Mesagoza is a stadium that allows you to flip a coin, and if heads, search your deck for a Pokemon and put it into your hand. Even with all of these coin flips, Lugia VSTAR is still a top deck in the Pokemon TCG and an absolute force to be reckoned with. Now, my favorite stadium in this deck is definitely Collapsed Stadium, which is great for removing liabilities like damaged Pokemon or Lumineon V from your board, while also disrupting your opponent, limiting them to just a 4-card bench. And then Urn of Vitality is, of course, fantastic for recovering those single strike energy from your discard pile, putting them back into your deck, allowing you to fire off attacks with Tyranitar V and single strike Urshifu VMAX throughout the game. Let's take one more look at the deck altogether before we get to the gameplay. Looking ahead to Paldea Evolved, Lugia VSTAR shows absolutely no signs of slowing down, with access to new special energy cards like Jet Energy, Therapy Energy, and Reversal Energy on the horizon. I think Lugia VSTAR is poised to have a fantastic end of the season and will be a strong card undoubtedly until it rotates. Check out this deck in action ahead and let me know what you think of Lugia VSTAR in the comments below. Looks like I'm up against Lost Box and I've got a terrible opening hand. My opponent, on the other hand, is huge chillin'. Battle VIP Pass, Comfy, Flower Selecting, all that. I get Urn of Vitality. I only get to continue playing this game if I flip a tails and I flip a heads. So I will concede. I'm glad I'm making this look fun, Tribal Chief. I'm glad I make this look like a good time. My opponent's playing Arceus against my Lugia deck. This should be a good matchup for us. Just got to dodge the path to the peak or whatever. And we're chilling. So long as I can get myself a stadium out, we're doing great. So here, the Urshifu is definitely going to be premium, so we're going to get that dude in play. And then I think I am definitely going to read the wind. And I could Ultra Ball for another Archeops and then read the wind. Or I could Ultra Ball for a supporter card, like Lumineon, and then play a supporter. But I've already got the Urshifu VMAX in my hand, so I probably don't want a supporter. They could play a Path to the Peak next turn, so I probably want to take this opportunity to get 2 Archeops into the discard pile. However, I could also use this Ultra Ball after the Read the Wind. So I think I'm probably going to wait to use the Ultra Ball after the Read the Wind. I've only got 2 Lugia VSTAR in the deck. And I've got 3 stadiums. So we'll do that, and then we're going to Read the Wind. Goodbye, sir. And we'll draw these. It's not the best draw, but we'll see. They are definitely looking to play Path to the Peak, but the thing is, all I have to do is get Archeops set up. And then we are golden. Urshifu can just tear through this entire deck by itself. I suspect that they're going to judge Path. That would be my guess. Yep, here we go. Man, this deck is broken. This deck is nuts, dude. What the heck? Yeah. I love this deck. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Then I think I'm going to do that too. Yeah, that's sick. Okay. And then I'll play Research. Yeah, this deck's good. Oh, I've got 2 Archeops. Oh yeah, dude, you're ruined. All I need to do, I don't even have to flip a heads, bro. You're just done. That's it. Okay, sick. Yeah, let's evolve there. Mesagoza, Summoning Star. Bada boom, bada bing. That's it. And then let's use Mesagoza and flip 1 coin. I get to get whatever Pokemon I want out of my deck. That's pretty cool. I'll get this guy. Let's see how many single strike energy I got in the deck. 3. Yeah. It's like that. Primal Turbo. We'll accelerate those dudes over here. And then I'm a Primal Turbo one more time. I'm just going to do that over here. And retreat our fella into Big Bear. And then Beat Down does 160 damage, and then with weakness, we are going to be taking the KO. So 320 damage. Beat Down. Later, Skater. And that's pretty much game right there. There's nothing left for my opponent to do. I am going to just absolutely destroy this Giratina. And their path to the peaks are no good here because I've already got my Archeops up. I don't really need any other abilities to function. So we're just massive chilling. I've got boss's orders. Anything we could want. If they judge me, I don't really care. All I have to do is put 1 more energy on single strike Urshifu, and we're going to use G-Max 1 blow for the knockouts. So this is what they could do. They could I guess, swing into the Urshifu with Giratina, attach an energy to their benched Arceus V, right? Then I knock out the Giratina. They attach another energy to Arceus VSTAR and finish off my Urshifu. Then all I need is Tyranitar. But they're not even going to do that. They're trying to boss. So the thing about that play is that play means that you are definitely going to lose. Like you've already lost just by announcing that play. Thank you, Punt, for that Prime sub. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a great day. Thank you for those 4 months, Punt. Yes, and they pretty much guaranteed lose because all I have to do now, and they didn't even get an energy drop. I could just gust up this Arceus, and then I'll beat down for knockout again. I can... And then they won't be able to finish off this Urshifu no matter what. So, it just does not matter. I can burn these cards just to get them out of my deck. Sure, I'll get Radiant Tsareena. I'm actually gonna... Yo, what if I flip another Tails? And then I can bump my damage to Lugia? That's kind of crazy. Alright, cool, I'll do that. It's kind of an insane flex, but sure. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. Yeah, bro. I mean, look at that. That's crazy. That's broken. Then I'll beat down for 320 damage. And then we'll do that. And now, like, what can you possibly do? You can't do 330 damage. Urshifu is going to knock out whatever you promote in the active spot. Guaranteed. Is checkmate. Yeah, Tribal Chief asks a good question. When's the right time to use boss's orders? And Snoopy had a good response. Yeah, you don't want to force yourself to use Gmax 1 blow if you don't have to. So, like, you can go 2-4, right? You can go 2-4, and since they gusted around my Urshifu, it's not under any, you know, not under any pressure of getting knocked out or anything. And then you go 6 for your last prizes. And here it's like, okay, this is totally fine. I don't need to do anything. I'll just beat down again. And they're just delaying the inevitable. I guess I could have gotten Lumineon for Gust. No, because I cleared the bench. Well, yeah, with Mesagoza, I could have gotten Lumineon. Yeah. But I wanted the Penny, all right? That felt good. Yeah. I could have gone Mesagoza. Could have Ultra Ball for Lumineon, gotten the Gust, but... The Penny play was sick, though. We're still in checkmate. There's nothing they can do. They can Lost Impact for 260. It doesn't matter. It's GG's regardless. Nestash. What are you looking for? 5+ powers? No, they do. They'd need 7+ powers. That would have been pretty sick, though, if they played 7+ powers. And that's GG's. Gmax 1 blow. 330 damage. And that's why Urshifu is so good. It can just single-handedly tear through entire decks all by itself. It's ridiculous. That card's broken. Looks like I'm playing against Miraidon, and I've got a pretty Lugia-looking opening hand with not much going on, but I've got my single strike Urshifu, that's fine. And we'll see what my opponent does. They could swing with Miraidon turn 1. It looks like they're playing, what, Rotom? Okay. That's interesting. And Dialga? Okay, it's a Dialga deck. Here I thought I was playing against Miraidon. It's actually just Dialga. Got it? It's Dialga Zone. Well, that's cool. So I got Judge for next turn. They probably aren't setting up on turn 2 after being judged, but you never know. And then they'll instant charge to grow their hands, but not under my watch. You are getting judged. And then, thankfully, we were able to find an Ultra Ball. Yeah. Which I kind of have to play, so that's fine. We'll do that. Go get Lugia. And bench it. And then pass. I imagine my opponent will instant charge again. They probably got a hand. Adaman! They've got the Adaman! Holy smokes. They're going to go get the rare candy zone. Start loading up energy into play. Now, I don't like Adaman in this deck. But people who like Adaman will be like, well, what about that turn? Okay, sure. But what about all the turns you're looking at Adaman and you're like, dang, I need that energy in my hand? Or when you need more than 2 cards. I don't think it's worth it. Even in a deck playing like, that's the turn you don't Adaman. Well, yeah, but what if it's the only supporter in your hand? I feel like it's too conditional of a supporter card, in my opinion. I'd rather play supporter cards that are proactive all the time. Because now look at you. Ultra Ball away, rare candy. It's like you played your hand down to 0 cards. You see what I mean? It's like you got a 0 card hand now. It's like, yeah, you got the Magnezone up, but at what cost? You really want to like grow your hand size. Holy shnikes. Did you see that? Bro, how many energy did Bro just hit off of that? Research. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it was like all of them. You know, thank you for the win for the Prime sub and the 22 months. Yeah, that was kind of scary. I've only got a 3-card hand, though. I think bench Lugia. That's fine. Single strike energy here. And I'll pass. They ain't got it. They got a 4-card hand. They're coming up with Dialga, but they only have bench space for 1 Dialga. And they're going to judge. Okay. So off this judge, they got to find... There it is. All right. Dialga VSTAR. Sure. So then do you Metal Blast or you Star Chronos for not a knockout? What you gonna do? I do have to worry about, I mean, I wonder if they play like, nah, they play Magnezone EX. They ain't playing Magnezone EX. No chance, brother. They ain't got no choice bounce. No, they did not fix the jump scare. I just turned off all volume to this client in my OBS mixer. There's no way they have the choice bounce. They're going to Metal Blast, and then they're going to proceed to lose the game. I'll promote Urshifu. And first, we flip heads. Got it. This deck reeks. Okay, it's fine. Ultra Ball. I've got 2 single strike energy in the deck. That's all I need. Summoning Star. Primal Turbo. I just got to get this fella out of my sight pronto. And then G-Max 1 blow for 330. Cool. That should be fine. Right, I didn't play down to a no-card hand. Swelly. I got one. That's where my head is. See, Kevin gets it. Yeah, have an energy in play. Yeah, that is unnecessary. If I had energy in play, I'd be playing into the potential Magnezone EX. And plus, all I gotta do is top deck. See, because like, how do you want to play Adamant and discard energy with Radiant Greninja? Don't you want some of that energy to go into play? They've got Adamant, but if I top deck an energy here, I'm chilling, bro. Maybe they play Energy Recycler, sure. I still don't think Adamant is that good. I'm going to just sit here being a hater on Adamant the whole time, okay? I'm just going to be an Adamant hater. They're going with a double Giggity Magnet. And they got 4 off that second one. So they're going to get the Power Beam. Okay. For 120. And we get V-Guard energy off the top, which is nuts. So I can go beat down that Rotom. Kinda sick. Or I can bring up this guy and swing into it. Kinda sick. Let's try to Mesagoza. Tails, that's so cringe. Okay. Capturing Aroma, Tails. This deck is a nightmare. Okay. It's fine. And then Primal Turbo. Do I already have a gift on him? No. I'm going to put gift and single strike energy. That's fine. Okay. On to your man. And then we're going to go V-Guard and Boss's Orders up the mid Rhydon. And we're going to beat down for knockouts. Cool. We do that because the Rotom V is still within range for a Lugia VSTAR with a double turbo attached. So we want that option. And if they knock out my Urshifu, I'll get to get a big old hand, which is nice. However, if they go VSTAR, all right, VSTAR does how much? 200? All right, 190? 190 ain't going to do it. All right, they can't VSTAR my Urshifu for knockout. And they got no energy left in deck. I know this. Because I've played the Dialga Zone deck. They are tapped out. Right, Power Beam. That's what I thought. Because you got 15 energy in the discard pile. And you've got 4 in play. That's 19 energy. Give it to me. Thank you. I'll take Lumineon. I just want to make sure. Boss's orders. But I don't have any energy. But that does not matter. All right, here we go. Because I will just knock out Rotom, and that is game. Yo, look at all the places that Lumineon went. That's a lot of mileage just to go get the boss's orders. Bounces left to the right, top of the screen, bottom of the screen. That's pretty sick. We're going first against Comfy. Looks like my opponent's a good sport. Wants to start with some thumbs up action. I like that. I'll attach Gift Energy to my Luigi. And I think I want to Nest Ball. And I'll get Tyranitar. Looks like my dude is prized. And I'll pass. Yeah, the Serena is prized, unfortunately. I could have... it's tough to say. The Penny is kind of cool. It's like I almost hope that they Cramorant the Tyranitar, and then I could just Penny the Tyranitar back up and then read the wind. I'll probably try and do that. But then if they attack the active, that's kind of awkward. I hope they don't do that, but it's all good. Much prefer that they attack this benched one. So I could have benched, probably what I ought to have done is benched the second Lugia and attached the gift energy to that. But I kind of realized it as soon as I slammed the energy down. Yeah, if I had benched that, attached the energy to it, then I would guarantee be able to Penny either of those away. We'll see we top deck as well. I mean, top deck could get us into a Lugia VSTAR play this turn. Dang, you are attacking the active, aren't you? This is so sad. And that is a 2-hit KO. If I top deck an energy, it's fine. I could still make that. You're putting the Charizard down already? Oh, they're going for it. Okay, it's fine. Yo, I'm so sick. I'm so freaking goated at this game, brother. Dang, bro. Nobody plays Pokemon cards like me. Thank you, Reverend General, for the sub and the 17 months. I appreciate you. Thank you. And then the Penny is still good. For sure. And I think that we can actually afford to get rid of these other two. It's probably fine. And I can retreat for just one, which is kind of sick. So we'll probably do that. And then I don't need this boss. We can get rid of those. I should have actually, before I retreated, should have checked to make sure that I've got enough single strike energy in this deck. Just enough. Fantastic. Evolve into Luigi. And let's do the Summoning Star. Get these guys out, ready to party. Only one of my Archeops is glowing. That's just a feature. Don't worry about that. I can use both of them. Here we go. 2 single strike energy onto Tyranitar. Don't worry. This one's just being shy. We can still use it. We'll do this. And then I don't really need another energy. And the V-Guard doesn't really matter. Yep. And then I'll probably put down another Lugia. That's cool. Cragalanche, baby. Here we go. 120 damage. Start milling things. First prize, we find the Serena. Dang. This is sick. Now, Penny puts all cards attached to it in your hand. That's good to know. So if I pick up the Tyranitar, everything's coming up into my hand, including the single strike energy, but that's fine. This matchup is pretty good. Reason it's so good is because you've got Radiant Tsareena, which can heal. You've got Tyranitar, which knocks out Comfies and Cramorants and all of that, and mills your opponent. And the thing about Lost Box decks is that all of the resources are so important. So, you know, when you're milling 2 cards off the top of a Lost Box deck, that can really, I mean, you can win the game off of a nice Cragalanche. Most definitely. But this is a pretty ideal board for us. And what's crazy about Lugia, one of the reasons it's so stinking good, is that it's such a low maintenance deck. I'm poised to win this game, and all I did was play Professor Compressor. That's it. I think we send up this guy, and I can just penny it. But I don't even have to play draw supporters, because now that we got the Archeops out, Archeops just accelerates energy all over your board. And then with the Radiant Tsareena, we're healing. If things take hits, you can, you know, put them back to the bench. You heal them over and over. And your dudes are just huge. 230 HP for the basic Pokemon V is like gigantic. It's exactly where you want to be. Puts you out of range of anything doing 220 damage. And then with a V-Guard attached, 260 effective hit points against opposing Pokemon V is just really good. Radiant Tsareena messes up the math for so many decks, especially Lost Box decks. It's really, really tough to overcome. So my opponent can spit innocently. I mean, swing into Lugia for 110, and that just isn't going to make too much of a dent in my game plan. I've got Radiant Tsareena. We've got Judge off the top. That's another crazy thing is you're constantly, yeah, we'll just pick this guy up. Woohoo! And then we go there, and then we go here, and we can Elegant Heal. It's not glowing, but it's cool, you know. It's just challenge mode. And then my left Archeops is the only one that really wants to work. But that's cool. That's cool. All right. And then, yeah, I'll bench Lugia V again. Yeah, they're mad for sure. I'm giving them a big old thumbs up. Yeah, that's fun. All right, cool. 120 damage. And we mill a Colress and an Escape Rope. Those are pretty good hits. Like that. We'll take our prize. We find Gift Energy. No real reason to accelerate any other energy anywhere, because I've got 2 Archeops out, so I can just allocate those energy wherever I need to put them any turn, so it's not really worth it to, you know, and I'm not like digging for anything off the top of the deck. I can pretty much just be in cruise control and win this game without really playing any draw supporters. I'll play this Judge to help disrupt my opponent, what they got going on. It's like possible, I guess, that they could attack with Charizard if they find like a Mirage Gate. Maybe they play like just 2 Mirage Gate or something, or 1 Mirage Gate or a Raihan, you know. They could attack with Charizard this turn, which would be like mildly annoying, but then I can just promote like a Lugia, Judge them, and then knock that thing out. Thank you, Fun Zook, for that Prime sub in the 7 months. Yeah, Magma Basin also an option, but V-Guard energy wouldn't have made a difference there. So that's fine. Their only real attackers in this version of the list should be Cramorant, Sableye, and Charizard. I'm thinking. So they have to figure out a way to attack with this Charizard this turn. But they've got no basic energy in the discard pile. I could have accelerated a gift onto Tyranitar. I think that would have been fine. But I still don't even need it. I've got Judge in my hand already, and that's the supporter I want to play. I could maybe find an Urn, but we're pretty much chilling. I mean, we're in total cruise control. And that's the crazy thing about Lugia, is that when the deck works, and we didn't even have to do anything, we just top decked the Professor Burnet at the right time. That was it. That's how easy this deck can be. You know, it's like other decks like Lost Box has to work so hard to keep up with what Lugia does so easily, right? Which is just nuts. Just go in with Lugia, it's fine. They're spreading with Lost Mine, but I've got Radiant Tsareena. So, I guess I could have gone in with this Lugia. That would have been fine as well. Okay. So now I'll Primal Turbo a double Turbo Energy. Yeah, 1 retreat too, but it's all good. And then we're going to Judge. I'll put the gift onto the Tyranitar now. That's fine. Sure. Okay. Holy moly. And I get to do this? They're so sick, bro. This matchup is so free. Dang, bro. They're upset. I'd be upset, bro. And I mill the Roxanne and the choice belt. Yeah, they're livid. Dang, they're so mad they're giving me backwards cards, bro. So they can knock out my Tyranitar, but that's fine. They're doing 250 damage. I'm drawing cards. We're doing things. I'm thriving out here. We're sending up Luigi. And I got a research off the top of the deck. That's pretty good. 28 cards left in deck, so. Let's see what we get here. Tails, that's fine. I'll Ultra Ball for the Luigi VSTAR. Gonna get this guy back out, I think. Let's see, do I have... I've got 2 Lugias. It's almost like we might as well just go with the biggest dudes in my deck. Yeah, at this point, till I close out the game. So, I've not finished Ted Lasso yet. Do not spoil it for me. Do not. I repeat. Do not. Okay, we're going to go here. And let's get these guys. Oh, are you feeling impatient over there, bud? Is that what you got going on? I don't even need to research, dude. Why would I do that? Let me see. I've got... yeah, only that much energy left in the deck, so I'm not going to research. For sure. We're going to just go get this guy. And we're going to do that. And then I'm going to give him the old Tempest Dive for 200. And I'm not going to discard the stadium. Good stuff. We are cruising. Only 2 prizes remain to my opponent's 4. They would have to, like, stick something somewhere. I mean, they'd have to play, like, the... they'd have to, like, stick my Radiant Tsareena in the active. But even then, they've got less cards left in deck than I do. So then they'd also have to not deck out. So they'd have to have the Pidgeot. The Choice Belt Mill was great. Yes, that was big. Because that is preventing this knockout with Charizard. So I can't even do that. They've got the Clara. They can attack. But they're only doing 250 unless they've got a second Choice Belt. But even then, if they've got a second Choice Belt, then there's no way they've got a third Choice Belt. No shot. You just got a Combustion Blast for 250. Simple as that. Cool. I'll Tempest Dive. No real reason to commit any energy anywhere. Because, nice, we found a double turbo. Because we got to make sure that my opponent doesn't try to, like, finagle a win with the boss's orders on Serena or something.